games are wrapped up. The starting fives for both teams, as we're just about ready to get this one started. And a good Thursday evening to you. 2K Sports presents. And a quick look at some of the numbers for him. Hey, Dave.
Kevin, thanks very much. CJ.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you.
The NBA is such an international phenomenon, Kenny. Tearing up this league are some young guns who started outside of the U.S.
Yeah, Giannis, Jokic and Doncic, they come to mind. They're probably three of the top 10 players in basketball right now. It's not, I don't even say it anymore. I don't say international player. I just say he's a player now. I never think about Giannis as an international player anymore.
Our game's been global for so long now that's a great point because, we had Dirk, and we've had Nash, and we've had Akeem. Some of our all-time greats weren't from America.
Yep.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. They've got Karl Anthony Towns. Beasley is out there with D'Angelo Russell. Then there's McDaniels, and it's Edwards in at the 3. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Anthony out there with Nurkic, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. And McCollum now atop the key. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
This is why you can't afford to leave someone when Lillard has the ball.
Well, you look at a player like Yusuf Nurkic. He's not one of the bigger names in the league, but he's young, and he gives you solid minutes on the interior, Jet.
Yes, tough rebounder, and team looks better when he's on the floor. He just does so many different things.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now.
Well, you have to credit Russell for taking stock of his career, fixing some of the early issues, and now playing at an all-star level.
That one misses. And it's the TrailBlazers on the break. Lillard with the ball.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous.
And so it's Russell with it. He'll bring it up for Minnesota. 4-point game. The 3. It's hauled in by the TrailBlazers. This, their first chance to take a look at Minnesota this season.
And they'll be doing their best to establish superiority over this club, something they failed to do a year ago.
Well, Kenny, you've played with so many all-time great players, one of which was Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. He was a good one. Do you think we'll ever see another one just like the Dream?
I don't think so. He was so unique. His ability, his footwork, his timing. He led the league in top 10 in 5 categories one time.
Isn't that amazing?
5 categories.
That's incredible.
Offensively and defensive categories. It's unbelievable. Just a dominant force.
If you think about him, he is what the modern game is today. He was the one guy in his era who played the way bigs can play today.
That's a good thought. Russell, no good.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range, just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
It's McCollum with the drive, and McCollum with the slam.
Artistic with the ball in his hands. McCollum can blow by defenders and finish in a variety of ways.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Here's Russell, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And the three-pointer, something that's exploded in importance the last half-decade. Kenny, do you feel you would have played differently if you came into the league today?
Without question. Because, Greg, I was probably, if you told me I could get 30 points or 20 assists, I would have said 30 points. I was that type of mentality. I liked scoring because scoring came easier to me. Finding people didn't come as easy. So I would have loved to play in this era where I don't have to think about getting you the ball as much. I would have loved that.
And honestly, the passing lanes are bigger because the court is more space.
Yes,
so if you shoot it, like we talk about, your ability to shoot it at a high level makes the game easier.
Yeah.
Because now guys, the pump, you can lift your head, they're jumping out of position. They're guarding the three-point line tighter, so you have more room to operate.
TrailBlazers leading by 7. First quarter of play, we're about 3 minutes in. For the players, NBA contracts are guaranteed, but we also see performance incentives. I'm sure that's got to be a motivator, right, with those incentives in that contract.
If that motivates you to play, then something's wrong with you, an incentive.
Because you should love it.
Because the guaranteedness of being there and the wanting to win motivates you more than anything else.
And honestly, like, most guys, and this sounds crazy, but they don't really know all the language in the contract. They just know it's got a G at the end of it. It's guaranteed. Because, like, you really don't think about that stuff, and you sure as heck don't think about it in the heat of the battle.
Man, what a sweet pass by Russell. He has a great instinct for finding those opportunities on the floor.
Here's the TrailBlazers with the ball. They're leading by 8. This game coming on the heels of their win against Chicago.
Mental toughness on the road. The arena was rocking, but they just got down to business and never let up.
The noise didn't really seem to bother them. In fact, it appeared to make them sharper and play harder for each other.
TrailBlazers leading by 11. And the dunk by Powell.
I like their focus coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Going for the juggler right off the bat. I mean, jumping out to an impressive early lead.
2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Moving it up. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Powell's got 7.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Russell passes to Towns. Good.
And from day one, Towns has been one of the NBA's top post players. A versatile, well-rounded game on the low block. It doesn't hurt that he can step outside and knock down the jumper either.
And stolen by Russell. And the slam dunk by Russell.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
Yeah, going defense to offense in an instant. Every team now calibrated to do that.
And now Minnesota on the fast break from past the arc. Good on the three-point shot. Russell's got it back down to within single digits for the Timberwolves. And so it's the Portland TrailBlazers in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing up. And before the game, we ran into Damian Lillard, who touched upon the team.
What we've learned is staying together, staying with it, staying positive.
And Greg, of course, he helps keep everyone on the same page.
He communicates well with his teammates, and he listens. That's why they trust him. The discussions go both ways.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And from Portland, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Impressive start. They came in with a well-conceived game plan and have executed.
Well, yeah, this is their preferred pace. It's gotten them out to an early lead.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. They've got Edwards. Ricky Rubio is out there with Beasley. And it's Vanderbilt in at the power forward position.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
When you look around the league, a lot of great defenders. Kenny, in your view, what makes a great perimeter defender when you think about those names?
Wow, long arms, the ability to slide your feet and play multiple positions.
So, BG, Kawhi, those are a couple guys, right?
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
Yeah, guys who are really going to be able to move around and feel comfortable being uncomfortable.
And I would say that I think, and PG is a terrific defender. He's an elite level defender, but the two best are Kawhi and AD, because those are the guys that can comfortably guard 1 through 5. They can guard perimeter and paint consistently.
Great footwork for both.
Yes.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's bring it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, good evening. Well, last season, the Blazers were beset by injuries, and they fell short of their goals. Their star, Damian Lillard, said, "Once we're in a better position, I want people to remember how I responded when things didn't go my way, so that they know my character is true." Kevin, we know that Dame grew up in Oakland, a place where overcoming adversity was ingrained. Back to you.
Thank you, D.A. Kenny, of course, you were nicknamed the Jet for a reason. Who do you think is the fastest player right now going end-to-end in the league?
With the ball, right now is De'Aaron Fox. With the ball. Russell Westbrook is probably just
Ben Simmons isn't too far behind them either.
But he's more speed and power.
Yeah.
But in talk about,
But
I had a thing one time, and it was they scored. The team scored with 7 minutes and 17 seconds. I scored. It was 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And it was only on an outlet.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long pass.
You got it in stride.
In stride, and in 2 seconds laid it.
Wow.
So De'Aaron Fox could do that.
That's fast.
Yeah. That's jet lag.
Thus, the name. And Anthony gets it to go.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration, a turnover, and an easy bucket in transition.
Reed the pass to Beasley. Shoots it. Off the left rim and out.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Wow, 10 straight points from mid-range.
Timberwolves trail by 12. Here's Vanderbilt. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Collins with some nice D.
You know, they say there are no easy finishes in the NBA, but that should have been easy.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And he's good on the three ball. Lillard's got 11 points. And Kenny, great to have you on the show as always. You got to come back soon. Promise us you'll come back soon.
I'm coming back next week.
Good.
I am not. There's more food down here. It's friendly about here. It's more room, man. I can't wait to be here.
Get a little
More
more
air,
air.
everything, man. Everything's more down here.
And what an experience it was, Greg, to have Kenny joining us. You always know he's going to give you his honest opinion, which makes him so great.
Kevin, and throughout his playing days and now as a broadcaster, Kenny has never pulled any punches. He'll tell it to you like it is, and that's one reason he is so beloved.
The Timberwolves have shot 1 of 3 from the line tonight, missing 2 earlier on.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor, something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
Here's Reed, and Covington sends it back. And he recovers it. Another shot, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
The Timberwolves shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. Free throw, no good for Russell. The Blazers on offense. They're on a 13-4 run right now. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Right, but once Lillard gets going, it's fun to watch. I mean, he attacks with such ferocity.
And it's Rubio with the ball for Minnesota. Down by 15. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington, where they'll face the Wizards. That matchup falls in the middle game of this 3-game trip. Here's McCollum. And McCollum with the slam.
Yeah, and the blinding quickness right there on display for McCollum. He excels at leaking out and capitalizing in the open floor.
Here's Towns. Hits the close-range jumper. Towns has got 6.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Lillard against Rubio. Releases. And the basket by Lillard. Lillard's got 9 points in the quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, that's why he's hot. And he's playing with a lot of confidence. That's why they're going to him with such consistency.
And when he breaks out the crossover, you can be sure he's going to leave some.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
How about this? A major upset brewing. Welcome to the half. And gracing us with his presence once again after his stirring performance with the live crew. And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And after a very lopsided first half, We'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Anthony, and it's Powell in at small forward. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Powell, no one around him. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. 10 points for him. Rager, the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters, but ultimately your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that, am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Yeah, I like the chess match that's going on here. Each team trying to find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.
The TrailBlazers making a switch here. Collins is checked in. Well, we still have about half a season left, but here's where the power rankings stand as of today. We take a look at the Warriors. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
And when you look at the Timberwolves, they weren't supposed to be this effective at this point in the season. The question now is, can they sustain it?
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
And Yusuf Nurkic missing a whole calendar year not too long ago, but still involved with the team during that stretch and was a fixture on their bench.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Nurkic, but hey, bro, you had some wild shirts on the sideline. I couldn't even watch the game. You was over there dizzying cats up. But I know you were doing your thing, but you would use clothing to call out other players, teams, and commentators. Nurkic doesn't mince words, and I'm glad he's back and playing.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Beasley, the pass to McDaniels. Over Collins. Shot is good off the back rim and in. McDaniels got 6.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
The pass to Nurkic. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got 5 assists tonight.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement. And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Lillard against Russell. McCollum outside. Outside Collins. Shot clock at 6. Count it. Good.
Love the show of confidence right there. Collins looking very comfortable rising and firing like this.
Edwards inside, guarded by Powell. And there's Edwards on the assist by Russell. Russell's got 5 assists in the game. TrailBlazers leading by 15. Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. And the rejection by Towns.
And his foot movement is what makes Towns such a terrific shot blocker. He moves so well and can defend just about any position on the floor.
He's been fantastic, but he can't do it all by himself. Some of the other guys need to lighten the load and step up.
Minnesota shooting their 6th attempt at the charity stripe in the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Robert Covington comes in for Zach Collins. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Timberwolves also changing it up. Culver's checked in for McDaniels. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Beasley. And then Culver with the dunk.
And the decision-making proving to be outstanding. Culver just has a knack for taking advantage of the D in the open floor.
And Simons, who's got the ball here for the Portland TrailBlazers. They'll be off to Brooklyn for a meeting with the Nets after this one. That'll be the first half of a two-game trip. Timberwolves trail by 10. And then Culver with the dunk.
And that attacking mindset. When Culver sees an opportunity like that, he just grabs it.
It's McCollum on the wing. With nobody on him, he buries the jumper. McCollum's got 10 points in the game.
His individual effort has been outstanding tonight, and it's helped him grab the lead.
Oh, that was a strong dunk.
That's how you go home.
And Kevin, even though they're down, he's still looking to do the spectacular, and he did.
Well, maybe this is the best time to do it. Down low, here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum finds you.
And Towns throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. The drive by Rubio. That one goes. Count it.
And how about the quick eyes there from Towns? Finds a hole in the defense and exploits it there with a nice find.
Damian Lillard, he's checked in for Portland. The Timberwolves also with the sub. Okogie's checked in. Here's Lillard, and then Lillard slams it in.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
What a performer this guy is. He relishes the chance to hammer it down.
Yeah, an incredible offensive force. Towns showing that strength and touch off. This guy can do it all.
And Towns no good on that one. And now running up the court, Lillard pushing it up. Pass to McCollum. And McCollum with the slam.
And even though he's 6'3", McCollum is still capable of dunking it on you. Can't forget about his athleticism.
Here's Edwards. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
One eye on the rim, one eye on the clock. Nice job.
Now that's the way you want to end the quarter, with the momentum on your side.
And so it's the Portland TrailBlazers with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
No, that's quick decision making. You see a guy open, you can't hesitate. That's an outstanding play right there.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got Edwards. Also Ricky Rubio's out there. Culver out there with Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Okogie in at the 4-man position. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile 1 block we just saw on replay.
And that's what a team needs when they're trailing. Energy on D.
Rubio the pass to Towns. Here's Edwards. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
I love the spirit he's shown tonight, particularly on the offensive end.
And he's gotten to his spots and capitalized. He just needs a little more help from his teammates.
TrailBlazers leading by 8. Lillard with it, stolen by Rubio. Here we go, 1-on-1. And the layup's good off the glass.
And all of a sudden, we've got a ball game, guys. No doubt about it. I'm sensing a major momentum swing here after that steal and run out.
To the paint, here's Anthony. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. McCollum's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Pass to Edwards. And Edwards with the stuff.
How about the recognition from Culver? Terrific at realizing when the defense has broken down.
Portland's gotten on a roll from 3-point land. They've been flawless. 6 for 6 tonight. Lillard, the pass to Anthony. The 3-ball. And again, it's the TrailBlazers from deep.
And those aren't the type of 3-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Here's Culver. And Covington sends it back.
And they continue to control the glass.
And there's Enes Kanter on the assist by Lillard. Kanter's got his first points in this one. Greg, I know you've played for some great coaches in your day. What is it that separates the truly elite coaches, in your opinion, from just coaches that are pretty good?
I think the one attribute that's most important for a great coach is consistency. And I've said this, you can coach a lot of different ways, you can win a lot of different ways, but you've got to be sincere and true to your principles and your philosophy. And those are the coaches, and I've had them that have done it different ways, but they've been the most successful. And listen, you've also at the professional level, you've got to have a presence about you. You got to have some charisma out there as well to get these men to buy in.
A different look now for Portland. Nurkic checked in for Kanter, and it's Powell in for Robert Covington. McDaniels is checked in for Minnesota. Malik Beasley comes in for Culver. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Terry Stotts talk to his team during that timeout. He likes where things are headed, but he cautioned them to play smart the rest of the way. He said carelessness with the ball, with assignments, with rotations, any of that can undo what we've worked to accomplish so far. Kevin, they are so close.
All right, David, thanks. Here's McCollum. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
McCullough, he's excellent at handling the rock. He feels like he can get to anywhere he wants on the court.
From deep three-point range, Timberwolves with a fresh shot clock. McDaniels, good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Lillard against Rubio, inside. And Nurkic gets it to go.
And at 280 pounds, I mean, Nurkic is difficult to deter, even when you hit him. I mean, he's just so strong. Great work right there on the inbounds play, getting the bucket before the D has time to react.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland TrailBlazers. 17 points was their biggest margin. Powell, that's good.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
But it had to be. These days, you need to stretch the floor somewhat to make everything else work.
I mean, you know what? Very close to a three-point play right there.
We hear about the extinction of great NBA big men. Do you see it that way? And if so, Greg, is the game that has changed, or perhaps a dip in the talent at that position that has changed?
You know, you think back to the likes of Russell, Wilt, Kareem, and Hakeem, and Robinson, and Shaq. Some will say, well, we just got lucky. But in a lot of ways, we still have the dominance of the big man. They just play more outside of the paint, right? You know, Giannis.
Yep.
You look at what he can do. Anthony Davis and the way he plays the game. I mean, LeBron, in essence, is a big man. I mean, you still can dominate the game as a big. It's just that you now can actually, in some respects, have more impact because you're involved in more facets of the game.
Who knows what this score would look like if he wasn't on his game tonight?
Pass to Nurkic. Anthony trying to get open. And the rejection by Towns. That one's in there. The TrailBlazer lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Rubio. Portland's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. And it's stolen by Ricky Rubio. They get a hand on it. They're this close to putting it away.
Yeah, they don't need to do anything special. Just take time off the clock.
Towns against Lillard. Nurkic trying to get open. And the rejection by Towns.
I think it's safe to call this one a wrap.
Yeah, the game got away from them, but hopefully they learned some things, and hopefully they'll be able to make some adjustments next time.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. This may be their most important possession.
No doubt about it. As long as they don't make any major mistakes, this one's in the bag.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Hard to believe Lillard missed out on a couple of all-star selections. I mean, in seasons where he averaged over 25 points a game.
Second one is good, hitting both at the line, and it's an 8-point game. Timberwolves on offense. Here's Edwards. And it's going to be out of bounds. The TrailBlazers will take it. These guys have had some good motion on offense. Nice assisting.
And when everyone's involved offensively, it has a way of helping you on the defensive side as well.
Hollis Jefferson, the bounce pass. The pass to Simons. Hollis Jefferson with it. And so it's Portland winning this one. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah.